Hi guys, I have a Copic coloring and card tutorial for you today, and today is a very special one. The artwork I'm coloring today is a line art from an artist called Sacoems. She's a French artist that has a YouTube that I've been following for years, where she color her art with Copic's watercolors and pencils, often combined in one and the same image. She's extremely talented when it comes to color choices. They are bright and bold and beautiful. When she started her Patreon, I immediately jumped on it, felt like the opportunity to get her art in my inbox every month was very hard to resist, so I didn't. Well, she is giving out a coloring book, and she asked me if I wanted to feature it on my channel, and of course I wanted to feature it on my channel, duh. But also she's also giving you guys a 5% off coupon code on her whole Etsy store. So not only the coloring book but the whole Etsy store, and I can tell you her art is already very reasonable priced. So if you like her art, you should go and check her out if you haven't seen her before. I really implore you to do that. But also, if you like her art, or if you just want a cool coloring book, go check her out. The coupon code is CraftyBit5, CraftyBit with letters and then the number 5. It's in the description, so if you just open the description you get all of the details. The link to her Etsy store is sacoems.etsy.com, which also is in the description down below, which I also put all of the links to all of her different social medias. So yes, run, go, watch. But first you can check out the artwork that I'm coloring. Well, the coloring book consists of 20 art pieces. You can get it either digitally as printables, and then you can get them as black lines, gray lines, or sepia lines for the line art. You can also get them as printed. If you don't have a printer yourself, you can get them already printed. Then you can choose a paper based on your medium. So she has 4 different papers you can choose from, which are different depending on if you use markers, pencils, or watercolors. She herself uses all of those in one and the same creation, and they're very colorful and very beautiful. And yeah, I really love this artist, so I really think you should go and check her out and maybe get some art for a very reasonable price and 5% off. So again, the coupon code is CraftyBit5. It is valid until the 30th of November, and her Etsy store is sacoems.etsy.com. The 20 different artworks that you can get, that you get if you buy the coloring book, is different sizes. I chose to use a cute Lolita, which is one of the smaller characters, and then I printed her out to fit one of my A2 size cards. But there's also full-size artworks which are better printed on A4s, which they will be if you buy the printed version, or if you buy the digital version you can print it yourself in any size you want. But there are some which all of them are gorgeous. I actually had the opportunity a while ago, because I was a Patreon, to get one of them, which is called Black Angel, and I do have the coloring as an Instagram photo. I didn't record that one. It was a several hour session of coloring, but I will try to put the link down below to that image, to that Instagram post. But to the coloring of this image, cute Lolita is a very darling girl, and I have used my absolute favorite skin color, which is E50, E00, E21, E11 and E04. I also gave her some very rosish cheeks with R30 and R32. Her hair is the lighter of the E40s, which is E40, E41, E42 and E43, and her eyes are the darker of the E40s, going back from E49 down to E42. I've used all of the E40s. Little Kitty will also be in E40s. The blacks are in the warm greys, and I'm using a lot of warm greys because I'm using them both as blacks, but also as the white parts on her sleeves, like shirt, something like that. And then I'm using some very beautiful blue greens for her dress, and all of those colors I picked out of a pattern paper from Authentique. The pattern paper is called Devoted and is actually a kitty and doggy paper, but I'm using a flowered background and some wooden panel. But I picked the colors out of that to kind of match it up and make a cohesive card. I really love having a limited color spectrum when I'm making my images at the moment. Just working a lot with the grays and the browns, the natural earth tones, together with just a spot of color. It's really easy to get it cohesive, but it also gives it a very specific kind of look, which I really like. So yeah, I had a lot of fun coloring this. You will see also that when I'm coloring the dress and the bows and everything, I'm coloring directly over all of those beautiful line designs that she has. Well, I'm going to color over them with some gold. So that is why I just chose to color right over it, because the gold is a little bit opaque, so it's covering over the green in a very beautiful way, because I wanted to have a little bit of glitter in it all. And also I've used some white gel pen in her eyes to get them a little bit more alive, giving those little white dots look like they are shining. And I'm using the B63 in the eyes to make them look a little bit rounded, to have shadows under her eyelashes and in the rounder part of her eyes. And yeah, that's basically it about the coloring. Using between 3 and 4 colors, sometimes even more, to get a good blend between the colors. But otherwise it's just having fun. I had a lot of fun coloring this. So the gold pigment I'm using is called Inca Gold. It's a very creamy color, so I used a splash of water to blend it out, and then I'm using a size 2 brush to brush it on. And I can tell you it's not perfect. I need to practice my brush work. I very rarely use brushes and I found pretty fast that I need to work a lot more with brushes to get those nice lines, because some of them just got crooked, really crooked. But I really like how it turned out in the end anyway, because it's a lot of glitter. Then I'm cutting the image out with my EK Success Cutter Bee scissors. I really like these because they have very thin blades, especially in the tip of them. But they have overall very thin blades, which makes it very easy to fussy cut with. So it's my favorite scissors of all. I try to only use them for papers, but sometimes I use them for tape too. Then we are doing the card base. I'm first using the first matte, using dark chocolate cardstock by Simon Says Stamp. and then I cut the flowery paper to 5 1/4 by 4 to be 1/8 of an inch smaller than the mat and give a 1/16 of an inch border. I cut this little wood paper to 1.5 inch by 4 to kind of give her a little floor to sit on. And then I'm cutting out this smile die by Simon Says Stamp in the same chocolate cardstock, and I prick it out with the help of my tweezers, also by AK Success. I like their products. I'm cutting with a circular die, which is just a little bit smaller than the outer part of the ring, but a little bit bigger than the inner part of the ring, because this was the only die I had, then the smile sentiment. And then I'm using some 2-way glue pen to add to the sentiment parts, and then just pushing that glittery piece on top of it so it bases that little die. And I can add that little eye dot, which I always usually forget, but that is my chosen sentiment. And then I'm just layering all the papers. I'm using some Crafter Companion tape runner because it's my favorite tape runner. You get a lot of meters for a low price and it sticks really good. I'm using some 3M Scotch tape on the back side of the character and the sentiment, because I love that foam tape. It gives a natural shadow beneath and under the character and also under that sentiment. And then I just put that onto a A2 card base. Mine is made from some basil marshmallow, but you can use any. And that is the finished card, and you can see how that gold glitters on her, the lines on her dress. And that is the card for today. I hope you liked it, and I hope you check SaccoM's out and use the coupon code for 5% CraftyBit5 on her Etsy store. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!